Hi guys, I was debating on whether to post saying, hey, I'm going on here soon or whatever, but I got home a little bit later than expected and I was wanting to get everything ready before I logged on. Then I thought I'm just going to go ahead and do it now since I have everything somewhat aside. I was going to do more prep, but I figured why not show you, what all I did in order to get ready. I know a whole lot of people aren't on yet, but what I want to do is I was at Dollar Tree and I found this cute little recycle container. It was in like the office supplies. Really cute. They have several different colors, but I found this one over by their glassware. So I didn't even think of it when I was in the office supplies section, but when I got over to the glass section, my boyfriend goes, "Oh, look at this." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have an idea for that." We went and put it in the cart. And he goes, "Well, if they have other colors, we can go look." I said, "Nope, I'm just going to use this one. I have an idea for it already." So what I figured I'm going to do is I'm going to put an Oscar the Grouch inside it. And he's going to be removable. That way, if somebody wanted to use it as, for office supplies or like a little trash can, they can. And Oscar can sit right next to it. But, yeah, I thought, how cute is that? I'm going to go ahead and do it. So what I need, or what I figure I'm going to need, I already have my pool noodles cut in 4-inch sections. So it's the smaller diameter one, and it fits in here perfect. So I'm going to use one of those 4-inch noodles in the small diameter. Then I have these styrofoam balls. I can't remember what size they are, but it was the medium size one. I have smaller ones, and I also have larger ones. This is the medium size of what I have. So I'm going to keep one full size and then one that I had cut in half. Now what I'm going to do is where I cut it, I'm smushing the edges inward because I want that to fit on top of my pool noodle. Because this is going to be up by like his shoulders. And then I have these little, I think they're skewers, but I cut them down a little bit. So all I need is like a little piece here, and I'm going to glue that in there. Once I glue that in, this is going to be his head. So that is going to be the head and body of my Oscar. Then those foam curlers, this one is the longer one, and it's the smaller diameter. They also have fatter ones, but I'm using the small one. I figured that would work really good for his arms and hands. And so I'm going to take one. I cut it in half. And then I have these little beads. It was almost looked like a necklace. But I'm going to take 2 of those, and I'm going to glue them on the ends just to give almost like he has a palm or whatever, but it's all going to be covered in fur. And then shortly after Christmas, Hobby Lobby had their Christmas stuff 75% off. And they had these green fur table runners, and I purchased one. So I cut some of that to be Oscar's fur. Now my Oscar is going to be a little bit more tidy than the original Oscar. You know how his fur was always, matted and everything. My Oscar is going to look a little bit more presentable. Of course, he's in a recycle bin, so he's worrying about the planet, and he's wanting to do better, so maybe he's taking better care of himself. Hi, Sam. So what I did, I didn't even measure what I cut. but let me see here. I will tell you how wide I did. So it's 10 inches and then the width of the runner. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and go into it. I'm going to glue all of my pieces down first. So my styrofoam that I smushed in that edge, I'm going to go ahead and put that on my pool noodle. And I'm going to let that sit up a little bit because there was one time where I didn't let it sit and they did separate. So I'm just going to let that sit a little bit before I do the next step. I'm so glad people are logging in and not missing this. I think he's going to look really cute. I'm hoping. I've never done one before. And I'm liking the fact that I'll be able to take him out. That way this can still be used as a container on a desk. Hi, Mella. All right, so this little piece, it's not, I didn't measure it. It's not even 2 inches. I'm just going to add some glue on the end. And then I'm going to insert it in the top there, about halfway down. I want to leave some sticking up because I want to be able to put the head on there. I need to do a craft class again. Oh, that would be so much fun, Sam. One of these days when we have time, I'll see what, like if the library is letting us use the rooms again, because I would love to do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on this top here. Then I'm going to go ahead and put this in the ball. I'm also going to add a little bit of glue down in there just to make sure that sticks, because I don't think it got on there that much. So that glue is going to hold it in place as well. I got really excited about this craft. I ended up buying the container yesterday, and I thought I'm gonna do this in a live because I haven't used the green fur yet. I originally got it because I want to do a Grinch next Christmas, but once I saw the container, I was like, oh my gosh, I can do Oscar the Grouch. So he looks pretty tall, but once he's in that trash can, his head is going to be popping out of there. So he's about 7.5 inches tall. And once I have the fur on here, it's all going to be, all of the stuff inside is going to be held into place. I will show you how tall he's going to be. So he's in there, and the can lid can prop up, and then he can just be taken out and you can use a container. His hands, I want to be able to prop those to where it looks like he's got his hands over the lid a little bit. I just think it'll look so cute. All right, so I'm not going to do the hands yet. What I'm going to do is the body, and then I'll do the arms and stuff later. I also am going to need your guys' help too, because I've been going back and forth about his face. I didn't know if I wanted it to look more like a gnome and put like a bead on there to make it look like a gnome, or should I cut out felt for his eyes and his mouth and his bushy eyebrows out of felt and put that on there so it looks like Oscar the Grouch. So go ahead and give me some ideas what you think, if you think which one would look better. So now I'm going to go ahead and see how this is going to go. I need to see how far to cut. And I'll probably glue as I go when I... Alright, so I'm going to take the scissors here and make sure I have enough there. And all I'm going to do when I'm cutting this is I'm going to cut just the backing. I'm not going to cut the fur. So I have the scissors as close to that backing as possible. That way when I'm cutting, it doesn't cut that fur to make it look a little funny. Okay. And I've noticed with this table runner, as I cut it, it doesn't shed as much as some of the other faux furs. So that's a plus. Although I am getting like little hairs, it does shed a little bit, but it's not like clumps like the other one. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to put anything on the bottom of him right now. Later, I might trim up the bottom and put a piece of felt on there just so he's finished. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and apply some glue. And then I'll attach him. There we go. And I'm just going to let that sit in there just to make sure that it catches really well. And I don't know if I told you guys, I ended up getting that Gorilla Glue gun. And I have to say, I love it. I love how the glue holds everything. It has a really nice bond. I wasn't sure when I purchased it if I was going to like it as much as I do, but I've found I really like the Gorilla Glue. And I am, where I cut it on the seam, I'm leaving that because I can actually glue that down, because I want the fur to kind of go past the bottom there. So where that seam was on that table runner, I'm kind of using that as my bottom. So see where I have this lip? That's where the backing was on that table runner, and I cut that backing off, and then that is going to be where I put the pool noodle at. So all I'm doing is putting a bead of glue along the bottom. And then every once in a while, I'm putting a bead of glue up and down to where it catches on that pool noodle as well. He's already looking cute. Hi, Abby. And I did cut too much, but that's okay because I can trim off what I need. I'm going to go ahead and trim to here. So for those of you that are just coming in, you're probably thinking I'm making a Grinch. That's not the case. I am making Oscar the Grouch. And he is going to go in my little recycle bin that I got from Dollar Tree. I think he's going to look adorable. All right. Then I'm going to put some glue right along this edge where they are meeting. All right, and this back seam I'm going to put towards the back. That way it'll all be hidden when he's in his trash can. Alright, so there he is, except for the top. Right now he just kind of looks like a tube, doesn't he? So what I'm going to do is see how far down I am. And I'm just going to go a little bit above where his head is. And then I'm going to cut some of that extra off. And then on the top, I'm just going to gather it to the center. And I might even make a few little slits so it lays down a little bit better. All right. Are you ready for him to start looking like Oscar? I'll probably end up putting some felt on that bottom because he's not wanting to stand up that well. All right, so time to start gluing down these flaps. He's already looking cute. The top is going to look a little bit messy, but that's okay because it's Oscar the Grouch. And the fur, if you see any of the seams, the fur is combable. So all you got to do is use a comb and kind of ruffle it up a little bit, and those seams are hidden. So this top part does look like Oscar because he's all a shambles up on the top. Look what he's gonna look like, guys. Let me find the back so I can put him back there. looking super cute. And all you have to do is just ruffle up his fur a little bit. And right now he just kind of looks like a puffball, but I promise I have a method to my madness. He's going to look like Oscar the Grouch when I'm done. So right now, all that I'm doing is cutting my dowel rod. These are gonna go in the end here of the curler, so I can stick that into the foam and everything for his arms. And when you do that, you do want to make a little pilot hole. So I use my little pen knife, and that will work really good for it. But I want to cover these with fur before I do that. So I'm just going to use this leftover stuff here. But before I do that, I also want to put that ball, that bead, on the end here. So I'm going to put just a little dab of glue. And then put that bead on there. So I'm going to do that to both of them before I even start. So while I'm letting the glue dry on those, I'm going to find out what length I need this. I want to go a little bit farther down because I want it to look like his hands are covered completely with fur. Yeah, right there. Oh, and I have to tell you, when I went shopping yesterday in Burlington, I ended up getting some really cute stuff. So I have plans for the future as well with some items. I ended up getting these cute little tea carts that I want to have a gnome pushing that tea cart, and then you can decorate that cart for whatever holiday you want. And I ended up buying 2 of those, so I'm looking forward to that one as well. Alright, so I'm going to add some glue in this end here. Then I'm going to add that skewer. Then I'm going to kind of pinch it shut and hold it. That way that'll hold in place. Then I'll let that dry a little bit, and I'll do the same for the other one. So do you guys think I should make him look like an Oscar gnome, or should I make him look like Oscar the Grouch and cut felt pieces to make him look like Oscar? And the difference is, if it was a gnome, I would put a big bead for his nose. Okay, so while that one is cooling, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. I want to roll it and see how much I need. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this down. And I'm going to leave that up to where that's going to be sticking out, because I want to be able to push that into his body. All right, then I'm going to put another line of glue on the other side. Finish rolling that up. Hi, Kathy. And where that seam is, you can ruffle up his fur, and that will hide that seam. Kathy, I am making Oscar the Grouch. And then where that bead is down there, I'm going to add some glue, and I'm just going to pinch that. Just going to pinch it shut. And that's going to be his hands. And where that seam was, I'm going to make sure that that goes in the, like up where you're not going to see it that well. As I'm looking, I probably should have made his arms a little bit shorter, but that's okay. I've never done an Oscar before, so it's just gonna be a learning experience for me, and I think no matter what, even if he has longer arms, he's gonna look super cute. All right, so then I'm going to do the other one, leaving that skewer up a little bit so I can poke that in. And I'm going to have to cut this down a little bit. Then I'll go along this other seam. Roll that onto it. He's gonna look super cute. No one's commenting about if I should make him like a gnome or anything. You guys don't have a preference? Do you think he'd look better as a gnome or as Oscar the Grouch? All right, so here's an arm. I suppose I can kind of crimp it a little bit to where it'll look smaller. Oh my goodness, you guys, he's gonna look super cute. So what I did was I just kind of crimped it to how I thought it would look and work for me. And I think I'm gonna leave the pool noodle in the bucket or in the can, so I have a little bit of stability when I push that in there and it's not tipping over. So I'm going to go ahead and leave him in that when I create the armhole. I just have to figure out where where I want it. He's looking super cute. Okay, so I'm going to use my pen knife, being careful not to cut myself or anything. Then I need to remember where that hole is. So I'm moving the fur so I know where that hole is. And I'm going to add some glue. And then I'm going to poke that arm in there. I think I'm also going to add a little bit of glue underneath that arm, just to hold him in place. So there's one arm. He kind of looks a little silly right now, but I think once I put his face on, he'll look more like Oscar. Okay. On the laptop to the side of me, I have pictures of Oscar the Grouch brought up on Google because I thought that would give me a little bit of inspiration. There's some of them where he's got his hand up to his face, and these curlers are bendable, so I can do that. I can put his hand up there, but I think it kind of hides his face a little bit. I think I like it better when his hands are down. He's looking super cute, guys. And I'm pushing quite a bit just to make sure that these arms stay where I want them. So this is what he's looking like so far. Let's see. So I've got some felt, and I'm just gonna ad lib to see what all I want to do. So I have one where he's got his mouth open a little bit, a picture on there. And he's got his tongue showing a little bit. So all I'm doing is cutting little pieces of felt. And then I'll just see, I'll place it, see if I like it. If so, then I'll cut it, or I'll glue it down, I mean. And his eyebrows are one piece. And I'm just gonna kind of ad-lib. Oh, those might be too long, or too wide, I mean. So I will shorten that. I want to make sure some fur dangles down over his eyebrows too. I don't want it to look like I just stuck it on the fur. I want his eyebrows to oh my goodness, you guys. He's already starting to look like Oscar. Alright, then let's try to make some eyeballs. Hopefully I'll do his eyes justice. Might be too big. Okay. Just about. I think one of the eyes I'm definitely gonna have to adjust that white of his eye. What do you think of that, guys? Or, what's that? Should I give him a nose? I think he'd look silly with that. If you think that looks good, I'll go ahead and glue that down. I'm not 100% liking it, but it's a lot better than what I figured. Or I can make it like a gnome and just put a nose on it and maybe even a hat. but I think I do, once I saw it without the face, I like it with the Oscar face. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those pieces down. He is looking a lot better than what I thought he would. Let's see. So Sam, you're thinking eyebrows and a black nose. Well, let me see. I will color this nose. Because I'm curious now what that would look like. So all I'm doing is taking a marker This is why I like doing the lives. You guys make this craft so much better. It ends up turning out way better than what I originally expected. Because with your ideas and my ideas, it just takes a whole new turn. And then it's not just my craft, it's yours as well. Okay, so I colored the nose. I'm going to go ahead and glue down his mouth. Clean that off though first. There we go. Okay, so I will glue down this mouth. And then I will see your guys's comments again. Okay, so I have his mouth on there. So I'll show you guys the options. So if I did eyebrows, black nose, or if I put the eyes on without the eyebrows, he would look like this. And then if I put that black nose on there, he would just look like a monster then. I think with the eyebrows, it really makes me think of Oscar. I'm going to go ahead and glue down these eyebrows. I liked how they looked. And I made sure to push up some of that fur because I want the fur to be able to come down and you can ruffle up his fur. I do like it with the eyes and the eyebrows. To me, it makes me think of Oscar the Grouch, so I am thinking this is the way to go. He does look a little funny looking, but to me he looks like an Oscar the Grouch with the eyebrows and the eyes, and he's totally removable. He does come out. Let me, oh, I think I glued one of his arms to it. Ha! How awesome is that? Let me grab the here we go. That's the great thing about lives. There we go. The glue stuck to the sides when I glued him in, so I'll have to loosen that one as well. So maybe next time not leave them in there when I'm gluing in the arms. This one's stuck pretty good. Okay. He's coming. There's just a little more right there. There we go. And he's out. And then I will clean up the glue from the inside of this container. That way he fits good. There we go. Alright, so the container's still usable. And then he can sit inside. What do you guys think? He does look a little bit worn and different than the regular Oscar, but that's okay because he's made, you know, by hand with love. And I am no Jim Henson. I think he's the one who did Sesame Street, right? With Kermit the Frog and all of them. But he sure does look cute. Oh, and I was going to show you one of those. I got to move this. I got to show you one of those. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I want to make a gnome pushing this or holding the handle. And then this could be decorated for whatever holiday. I got it at Target in their $5 and under section. Thank you guys so much. Sammy, that's awesome. Good night, Kathy. Thank you so much for watching. So I'm not going to stay on too long, but I also wanted to tell you I have plans for this guy here. There for a while, I wasn't sure what all I was going to do with him. So I stuck lights in there, and they're multicolored. What I have decided, and maybe I'll do it in a live, who knows, but I plan on putting some white rocks down, and then maybe some colorful moss, and then put a little gnome scenery in there with some twinkle lights, and then this back on, and it would look really cute. I think that's where I'm going to go with that one. So I'm going to get off of here, but I am so glad you guys were able to watch. If you weren't able to watch while it was live, you know, and you're checking it out during the replay, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Now, if you do any of these, shoot me a message with a picture, because I would love to see yours. And make sure to sprinkle the video, get that out there. I'm also going to try to upload some of the videos that I don't have on on YouTube yet. So I'll be busy doing that. But all of my videos will stay also on my Facebook page. That way there's two places that you can catch them. If you have any questions or anything, message me. I do work, but I will get back to you when I can. And so I'm going to let you go, and you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will try to do a live a lot sooner than what I have been. It's been crazy here, but yeah, going to do a lot more lives. So I will talk to you later. Bye.